What's going on, Paisanos? V here, coming at you guys with another market watch today. Guys, the market is here again, and what I mean by that is it really has shown a lot of weird variations of prices which I think we can all agree on after you watch this video that are not going to be here for a while. That will go down, some prices that will go up. The market is constantly changing. It is a wave. And as you guys watch my channel, which I really do appreciate, realize the fact that I could only point out the highs and lows of those waves. And the cool thing about these market watch videos is, if you guys are new to the channel, or maybe still subscribed, you can go back and watch my market watches a long time ago and see the changes of the waves, I guess I want to call it, when it had the slow, low waves on certain card prices. And at the time, that was considered high, to where we are now, where it's crazy everywhere, left and right. And it's going to get even crazier as time goes on, especially as we start solidifying a collector's market, which I feel like is growing exponentially. As we solidify that casual market, which we all know always grows constantly, and we solidify a competitive market with the release of any events that Konami decides to bring out in the future. It's a good time to be a Yu-Gi-Oh player, is basically what I'm trying to say. There is a lot of things happening in the secondary market. For the player that's starting today, from the player that's been here since the beginning, this game is really good right now. And I feel like, and I'm hopeful for the future of what we're going to see. In fact, guys, comment question of the day. Well, look at the 2020 Megatons. I think we can all agree the fact that anyone who bought a lot of this probably lost money. And is a little bit embarrassed. As, you know, I mean, let's be honest, it's kind of crazy. I also lost a couple of bucks on his Megatons. Not as much as others, but nevertheless money. And we'll talk about how the prices of cards like Red Eyes Dr. Goon, which used to be $40, well, it's down to 34 bucks. Pot of Extravagance, the money card of the set, costs less than one single Megaton of the set. Cards roughly around $18, which is hilarious, and I'll get to that in a second. But what I'm trying to show you guys is, I want you to comment down below, what was the biggest, I'm talking the biggest set you was excited for, it came out, and it was a dud. Let me know in the comments down below. Mine is not the 2020 Megatons, not even close. With so many sets in this game, so many sets that came out, I'll actually give you my answer at the end of the video, because I think it's really important, and it's a precursor to the next set that's be coming out next month, actually. But going back to the Megatons and looking at it, I mean, this is just, you know, devalued city. There's just nothing here that maintains good value, that has grown since the release of the 2020 Megatons, and they've been out for a decent amount of time. And like we predicted, Paisanos, the value has only went down. I still think Crackdown's the best card in the set that's not being used right now. In a more mid-range control kind of meta, this will be used right now, but as it stands right now, nobody's looking at it. I'm telling you, you gotta get your place of this card. You have to. Everything else in this set, well, it did what we expected it to do. Appaloosa being roughly around $10 is down to $8. I remember when Masquerade came out, it was $15. Down to $7. Bordeaux Savage Dragon was $20. No, it's $9 now. The values are going to continue going down in the 2020 Megatons. The best card in the Megatons, arguably the best card, the Red Eyes Dr. Goon, well, it's a really good card that you need only one of. Nobody's looking for 3 of these, unlike Pot of Extravagance, which for a while had a lot of money. Now you're seeing it hit roughly around $18. But if you want the original Pot of Extravagance coming out of Savage Strike, that's a $24 market price, and it's even higher than that. The price of the card's roughly around $27 for the original print, as opposed to the higher rarity Starlight Rare, or Prismatic Secret Rare, should really say, that's $18. Why is that? Well, what's harder to get? The Megaton or the original print first edition versions? And this is why I think Pot of Extravagance is a very unique spot, because this doesn't happen with a lot of cards. Only like something like Pot of Extravagance, we can see the original print Secret Rare being higher than a Prismatic, which is definitely higher in rarity. Then we have a Bluish Alternative White Dragon. This card has been it has had 2 reprints, and it's still roughly around $13 or $14. Maybe we'll see another reprint of this card, hopefully soon, as it is a Blue Eyes card. If we do not see a reprint, the value will definitely continue to rise. Even the ugly looking gold version will continue to rise up higher in value. A little fun thing to note though, one of the Blue Eyes Eternal Whites was a World Championship JPP cards. I wonder if that was going to happen here with if we was to have the World Championship envelopes. Talked about it in yesterday's market watch. Would one of those have been Blue Eyes Eternal White Dragon? Because that would have been an insanely good envelope. You know, everyone loves Starlight rares, and I do too. Effect Veiler Starlight rare, but has only went down in value. When the card first debuted, it was a little over 1,000, went down to 9, then down to 7. Looking at the current market price, it's roughly around $575, and that is actually the settle price of Starlight rare Effect Veiler, which is $575. And don't get me wrong, Starlight rares do look great. They look amazing. But what looks better, Starlight rare or Ultimate rare? In my opinion, as far as these cards, as far as what concerns these cards, I'm going to go with, oh, one second. I'm going to go with Ultimate rare Effect Veiler because it just looks a lot nicer. Here's the crazy thing though. The market is slowly agreeing. When I first thought about Effect Veiler as Ultimate rare, you could buy a first edition version for $28. $28! And people thought I was crazy when I was saying you should buy a playset because it's a crazy good steal. Once again, please go back to my previous market watches. It's out there. And one guy actually made a video saying how bad it was, the Ultimate rare Effect Veiler. Yeah, he doesn't do YouTube videos anymore. I guess he was so smart, he just had to transcend us. Listen, Effect Veiler Ultimate rare coming out of Duelist Evolution with a $99 market price, while unlimited versions are even higher than that. Roughly around $109 to $115. If you want a first edition version of Effect Veiler though, the price goes even higher than that, being roughly around $260 for Effect Veiler. So the price of Ultimate rare Effect Veiler is what I'm trying to show you is skyrocketing higher. And it's going to continue to move up, by the way. This will continue to go higher and higher and higher. Whereas a Starlight rare is now settled at $575. This is what I'm saying when it comes on to Konami reprinting some of these Starlight rares like Effect Veiler. We'll see like DD Crow, and I just don't get it. Paisanos, I honestly am confused as to why would you want hand traps as a Starlight rare when you should realistically be reprinting them as an Ultimate rare in the OTS pack. That would have been a lot smarter. No one's really gonna complain. I mean, maybe the guy owning a playset of OT Effect Veilers, he might be upset. But for the most part, majority of the community will be really excited to grab those Ultimate rares, whereas the Starlight rares are only settling. Ultimate rare Speed Void Terra coming out of OTS 1 Pack 3 with a $36 market price is currently still roughly around $38. It's about hovering. I will say this is a great Ultimate rare, and I think this is an Ultimate rare that's going to continue to go higher in value in the future. If you're looking to get an Ultimate rare, this would definitely be one of those because nobody's really talking about it right now. But it's a really good card that's definitely going to see meta play, especially if we slowly see this card come off the ban list. Will it come off the ban list? I don't know. Hopefully it does. Real quickly, guys, if you're new to the channel, please make sure to hit the subscribe button, like button, and comment down below. Also, if you want to support the channel, click on the description down below and the TC Player link. And whatever you buy, get a percentage of to most likely buy Yu-Gi-Oh cards, like Ultimate Rare Speed Void Terra Top. Nibiru, the primer being Ultimate Rare, is slowly starting to come back down. If you guys saw my Ultimate OTS video in which I discussed this card, I said, being the fact that not all locals are open, the value will slowly go down. It's going to go down slowly. And on a monthly basis, we're going to see chunks get ripped off, and we'll start seeing that within a week or two. But looking at right now, Nibiru OTS 1 Pack 14 used to be roughly around $120. The market price on the card be roughly around $102. Well, it's actually at $100 right now, and it's going lower. This card will go lower, despite the fact that everybody wants this card as a playset. It does not belong at its current high price point. So if you're looking to buy Ultimate Rare Nibiru, you're gonna have to wait probably about 2 months, and then you might want to consider buying it. By the way, being the fact that the Ultimate Rare is still so insanely high, those holding the 2019 Godsark Megaton versions of Nibiru, well, they might have to hold it a little bit longer. And because obviously they want the Ultimate Rare, so the price point in the Nibiru Personalized Secret Rare is going to maintain high for a little bit longer. With a current $16 market price, the value actually is roughly around $16 still. This value will go down. Don't get me wrong, this will go down. But it's only when we see more Nibirus in the market, it's only when we see more players cracking Nibirus, then we'll see the value start going down. So Reasoning's in a weird position. Obviously, you got the ugly looking gold version, you got comments for days, but if you want the Star Pack 2014 Reasoning, the Star 4 rare with a $14 market price, you're looking to pay roughly at least $14 for the card, which is kind of funny and weird to me because it's Star Pack 2014, and you turn around to the Battle Pack 2 Water Gods, that they have their own Mosaic rare. It's just another pattern of star foils, to be honest with you, paisanos. Dollar market price, but the card's roughly around $4. What's happening here? This is rising sporadically higher in value because we don't have any other reprintings of Reasoning. Even an ultra rare would drastically change the values. But because we don't have any ultra rare, secret rare, any version higher than, well, technically speaking, common version of Reasoning, the Star 4 is going to go higher, then the Mosaic rare will go higher. So if you have those, you might want to consider selling them because unless you're using them, I don't think this card is going to be like this forever. I think Konami will ultimately make an ultra rare secret rare version of this card, and its price will tank. Jewel Lockbird has been going up higher and higher and higher and higher in value, and I've been covering it for a while, Paisanos. I mean, look at the common version, $650. You want the rare version, original print? That's roughly around $9. You want the OTS super rares? $16. You want the Legendary Collection Kaibas? $14. And you want the Ultimate rares? Well, let's look at it real quickly. This is how fast it's moving, faster than the market can actually catch up to it. Jewel Lockbird Ultimate Rare coming at an OTS Sonic Pack 8 with a $80 market price. I'm sorry, $91 market price. The listings are showing to be $80. Let me just reiterate that point. It's actually roughly around $105 to $106. If you want to go buy a verified sell over here, it's $110. After that one sold, by the way, it hits $115 for Jewel Lockbird. Almost close to $120, in which is the price point I'm predicting this card to go to. It's going to be hitting $120. No doubt in my mind. The only question is when. And I really don't know. But I do know it will be hitting that. Whether it's soon, 2 months, 3 months, 8 months from now, I don't know. But it's gonna hit 120. And you can ask Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. Anyone who held the card when it was back when it was like 50, went up to 80, which this card went up to, and now it's gonna be up to 120, ask them why. I mean, it's very simple. Hand Traps Ultimate Rare, OTS Tournament Pack 8, well, that's a bit of ways away from where we are now. The OTS Tournament Pack 5, which had Ghost Ogre, is definitely further away. If it's hard for you to get, I won times 3. And this is what we're seeing with Jewel Lockbird, and that's what we saw with Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. By the way, that card's not done going up higher in value. I'll talk about that in another market watch. Battle Fader, Ultimate Rare at Absolute Power Force with a $16 price point. Well, Unlimited's roughly around $17. You want a first version? Easily. You got a listing over here for $28. After that $28 one has been sold, it's $45 for Ultimate Rare Battle Fader. I gotta make a confession, Paisanos. When I first talked about this card, I was dead wrong. You see, when I talked about this card is when we were getting Link Karibo, and I said, hey, wouldn't it be cool if you have a Link Karibo in Graveyard, your opponent attacks, you Battle Fader, so you stop that Battle Phase, and then you get rid of the Link Karibo, or you Battle Fader for Link Karibo, meta plays. It was a horrible idea. Good in theory, horrible in execution. I will say, though, I bought 6 Battle Faders, 3 German, 3 English, for like, I think, man, I don't even know how long, it's been a while since I did that video, but under $10. No doubt about it. Each copy was like under $10. I'm thinking like $7, $8 probably per copy. The Germans were even cheaper, by the way. For Ultimate Rare Germans, they were cheaper. Don't ask me why. They just was. I think they're like $5. Anyway, it doesn't really realistically matter when you get an Ultimate Rare in this game. Majority of Ultimate Rares that have any kind of practical application will have practical hype with it. And with the practical hype with it, well, we're seeing that with Battle Fader. Not only that, but once again, it's absolute powerful, which is an Ultimate Rare. Whoever buys into that market, whoever cleans that market out, well, it's not going to get replenished easily. And that's what we're seeing here when it comes to the first editions. Ultimately, the Unlimiteds will follow. That first edition version with $27 will ultimately sell. And the price point first edition will stabilize being roughly around $45. And the Unlimiteds are going to catch up to that price point. And then we're going to have this weird rubber band theory, which the first edition is so high, Unlimiteds over here. Hold on, first edition Unlimiteds. Unlimiteds start getting bought up, and the first edition is going to go higher. So that's the kind of situation we're seeing here with Battle Fader. It's weird. It's almost as if, let me point to you this way, Paisanos. It's almost as if the first editions are at a point where people won't buy them at, and the Unlimiteds are at a point where people will easily buy them at because they're so insanely cheap from the first edition counterpoint. And then what we'll see is people buying the Unlimiteds, and as the Unlimiteds rise, it gets to the point where people will go, you know what, the Unlimiteds are, let's say, like $35, the first edition is $45. I'm comfortable going in and buying the $45 now, because it wasn't as crazy as like $5 for $45. But when you get to like $25 or $35, the more closer you get to that $45 price point, the more people are comfortable spending the money to get the first edition versions. This happens with a lot of cards. I really don't know a better way to put it, worded-wise, like that, but we're seeing this with cards. I mean, I've been doing this, we're talking about this for a while with different cards, and we're seeing that happen, where the prices are crazy up until it gets to the point where it's not as crazy because there's not a big difference. Or you're still spending $45, but you feel okay doing that, knowing the fact that the Unlimited is like $5 to $10 cheaper. Up next, Victoria. It wasn't that long ago I talked about this card. Coming at Star Wars Overdrive, Secret Rare Victoria is holding a $4 market price. Hopefully you guys got yours. They had Italian ones that were being like listed. I'm not sure if I said it in the video, but I'll tell you right now, I bought a playset of Italian Victorias as well as a playset of Secret Rare Victorias, because why not? The card was at the time dirt cheap. It's not anymore. Victoria at a Stars Overdrive Secret Rare with a $11, I mean, wait, hold on a second, $4 market price. Well, you got unlimited roughly around 11. Then after that, it's $28. You want a first edition Victoria? No big deal. $96. Hopefully you guys went in and grabbed your Victorias when I mentioned them. I said, I pleaded with you, please get this card. It's not going to be low anymore. And that was fast. That was really fast, to be honest with you. I did not expect this card to go up to that high that fast. I expected to go high, just not to the point where it's $95 when the card was $40. When the first edition version was like, what was it, like $5, $6? And now look at it now. I don't know when Bujins are going to be good. I have zero idea. But I want Bujins to be good. Am I the only one alone in this? Like, am I the only one on the boat in the island just going, please make Bujins good? That's how I yell. Just yelling to the massive island that is the Konami Corporation. Listen, I want Bujins to be good. And if they was to be good, I think we can, well, speculate a couple things. Obviously, Bujin Yamato would be insanely high for the Ultimate Rare. Go Rare would still be worth, it'll probably go down like a nickel, who cares? But the Ultimate Rare Bujin Yamato would be money. Bujente Suzanne Owo, Ultimate Rare coming out of Judgment of the Light, is roughly around $4. In fact, if you want a first edition version, it's roughly around $5. You know what? Now I'm talking about Yamato. I just want to care about the Yamato. Once again, like, this is gonna, don't worry about the gold. What? No, that'll lose money. Who cares? That card's garbage. Ultimate Rare Yamatos, though, with a $24 market price, is roughly around $30. And that is not an insane price point. Some of you might go, V, $30 for Yamato? No, that card doesn't see play. It's insane. No, it's really not. If Yamato or Bujin got any hype, let alone play, we're just talking about, oh, man, that'd be crazy. But if Bujin Yamato and Bujins in general got any support that made them even have hype to be meta relevance, the price points of Bujins would be astronomically high. Cards like Bujin Yamato would hit minimal $60, if not $80. And the rest of the Bujin cards, like I just talked about Bujente Suzanne Owo, that bad boy would be roughly, I'm going to say $30 minimum. Once again, that's a very low ball price point. Very conservative number for a card in which I believe will be way higher than what I just said it is. But Yamato would definitely be roughly around $60. In fact, if you look over here, the page bombs out at being $60. That's where I think it would go to. By the way, German Ultimates, hold on 1 second. I know I'm doing a video, but let me see. Ooh, it still says Bujin Yamato. Look at that. Unhegel Krieger Effect. Inema Pro Splitgun. Zahan Diana Enphase. Why is it sound like the card's yelling at me? Okay, so number 64, Ronin Raccoon Sendayu needs a reprint. Konami, no, seriously, like, why is this card not reprinted already? It's kind of ridiculous. Not that Raccoon's gonna one day come out and become a meta deck, but if Raccoon's ever came back and became a meta deck, you have to buy a rare coming out of either Shao Specters or the 2014 Mega Packs. The value, by the way, for the Mega Pack versions is $6. Let's go more into it. It's $3. Yeah, it's roughly around $3 to $4 for the original print rare version of Ronin Raccoon Sendayu. I don't know if this card's gonna see any kind of meta play. I have zero idea, but I think that this card needs a reprint, despite the fact the last reprinting of this card was back in 2014, 6 years ago. Yeah, I think it's fair to say this card needs a reprint. Fantastical Dragon Fantasme. Now, hold on, before I say something, I just want to say, I'm one of those people, I'm not sure if I clarify this yet, Paisanos, that believe Maxx will be coming off the bans. It's inevitable. You don't have to hit and make hits on for Nobles. You don't have to make hits to Dragon Link. They're gonna have LP because we're gonna have Maxx. Have fun making your board. Oh, don't worry about it. I will break it. But looking at cards like Fantastical Dragon Fantasme, I think it can also be used in conjunction with Maxx. This is once again me theorizing. But if you don't open Maxx and you open Fantasme, Fantasme will help you cycle into your deck to get Maxx. It'll put a 2400 attack body on board, and it has a protection effect. I think Fantasme is going to see a lot of play in this game, but right now nobody knows about it because majority of the community probably don't believe or won't accept the fact that Maxx will one day come off the ban list. It's going to. It's inevitable, and I think it should happen sooner than later because I want to rip that band-aid off. I do believe the fact that not only would that happen, but we will also see eventually afterwards Yu-Gi-Oh players running to play cards like Maxx, because what's better than opening Maxx? Opening Fantasme. Why? Because you're going to get Maxx. Well, you can search in to get Maxx, and if you do, that's going to drastically and radically change the current landscape of the game you're playing right then and there on the spot. And that's pretty important. Once again, despite the fact that it has a 2400 body, despite the fact that it has a protection from being targeted, or anything, any monster you control, or monsters, Fantasme is definitely a good card. With that said, you have a couple of options. Option number one, Megaton version, $250 each. Okay, that's adorable. For us adults who want to spend a little bit extra money, because this card is down in value. It's gonna go higher, by the way. This card is going way higher in value. But right now, Fantasme with a $21 market price, unlimited versions are $18. Now, if you want a first-gen version of Fantasme, actually don't know. It's $26, so 18 or 26 first edition. Just something that you might want to consider. This will go higher in value. No doubt in my mind. It's only a question of when, as opposed to a question of if. It's going to go higher in value. So you might want to lock yours in today. And I don't care. Once again, if you want to buy the super rares and go, V, I don't got that kind of money. I just want to get my play set. Fine. Get the 20 Megaton version. Those sellers need to sell those. They're hurting anyway. But definitely, I definitely recommend you hold a play set of this. Never get rid of this. All right. So I asked you guys what is the most disappointing. I think it was set. Was a common question of the day. Now, mine is not Rise of the Duelists. This set's amazing. This set has a ton of good cards. Solid Rares could have used a lot of work. I think Triple Attack the Towns was good. Ecclesia was good. DD Crow is terrible. By the way, look at that $300 listings when the market price is $354. It's going to continue to go down because Ultimate Rares are better. The community's going to agree on that. It's going to affect the market price. When channel Starlight Rares, Konami stopped making these weeb anime girl cards. Like, we're sick and tired of it. I think, like, unless the deck's meta relevant, even though I don't like Sky Strikers, their deck was meta relevant, and that's why I was totally okay with having them get Ultimate Rares. And then when the deck was still not meta relevant, Konami kept reprinting Ultimate Rares, and we were just, and the whole community, I mean, I at least from my side, people I talked to, were sick and tired of that crap. But stop making weeb anime girl cards. It's getting kind of awkward, Konami, and don't make us check your internet search history. Gaia the Magical Knight of Dragons it was probably for collectors if I had to guess. But look how low the value it is. It's a $150 listing on a market price of $175. Anyway, going back into Rise of the Duelists, I think we can all agree this was an insanely good set. Well, with the next set coming out next month, is it going to be good? Probably. I think it will be. I think it's going to definitely change the game we currently play. That's what you really want out of core set. You want to have the way you play the game competitive, whether you're a tier 2 player, 1.5 player, or you're a tier 1 player. I'll give you examples. Tier 2 player will say Madolches. Tier 1.5 player, Dogmatica invoked Shadows. Tier 1 player, Infernobles, Dragonlinks. I mean, you know. What else there is? Infernobles, Dragonlinks, what's the third one? It's Dinosaurs. Whether you are either one of those players, you want a new core set to change the way you play, change the way you side, and change what you're looking out for in the meta. Hopefully it helps your deck out. If it doesn't help your deck out, what do you gotta do to prevent losing to the new deck, the new Power Creep deck, or maybe the new deck, well, in the case of Prank Kids, Power Creep deck, but a new deck that came out of nowhere, like you would see with Dogmatica, which would definitely shape the way we see Invoke Dogmatica. Anyway. So, this set is a phenomenal set. What I'm going to tell you right now, the next set is not going to be anywhere as good as this set. It's just not going to happen, Paisanos. And don't get me wrong, I think the next set's going to be a great set. Nevertheless, it will not be on the power level of what we're seeing here. And we're not just talking about like deck core cards like Dogmatica Ecclesias and Dogmatica in general. We're talking about Ice Dragon Prisons, Triple Tactus Talents, Forbidden Droplet. By the way, Forbidden Droplet, expect that card to go higher in value in the future, especially with the December ban list. Just listen to me right now, or it won't make sense in December. Trust me when I say that. That card's gonna go higher in value. No doubt in my mind, that's gonna be a money card. Way more than Triple Tactus Talents is. By the way, if you notice, Talents, even though it's higher than its current market price, $89 market price, $99 price point, that value is the sustained value. I think Talents will start going down in value. Call it crazy hunch. It's just my hunch. I think Talents goes down, drop its hits, breaks over 100 easily. Calling it right now, Paisanos. Anyway, and I think the next set, even though despite the fact that the next set isn't as good as this set, I think it will definitely still have a lot of good cards. And the reason I want to say it is because the expectation of releases doesn't always hit, you know, knock it out the park. And even though this set knocked it out the park, doesn't mean the next set will. And we got to brace for that, because I think a lot of you players are going to be really upset about the next set because there's nowhere near the power level of the cards being released in this current set. Anyway, Paisanos, I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. Please make sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Hit the like button, comment down below. It's your boy V, and you Paisanos have a great day.